would like to take a moment to speak to you, the gathered guests here today. You have come from near and far away to observe and be part of this day. You're to share in the commitment that Misty and James are making to one another, to offer your love and to your support to their union, and to start their married life surrounded by those people who are dearest and most important to them. And I would ask that you would keep them in your thoughts and prayers for your blessing, encouragement, and lifelong support in their decision to be married today. Misty and James. Marriage is a promise between two people who love each other, who trust that love, who honor that one another as individuals in that togetherness, and who wish to spend the rest of their lives together. It enables the two separate souls to share their desires, longings, dreams, and memories, their joys and sorrows, and to help each other through all the uncertainties of life. A strong marriage also nurtures each of you as separate individuals and allows you to maintain your unique identity and to grow in your own way through the years ahead. It is a safe haven for each of you to become your best, while together you become better than you ever could be alone. You are adding to your life today, and not only the affection of each other, but also the companionship and blessing of deep trust. You are agreeing to share strength, responsibilities, and love. And to make a relationship work, therefore, takes more than just love. It takes trust to know for each other that you only want the best for each other. It takes dedication to stay open to one another, to learn and to grow even when it is difficult to do so. And it takes faith to go forward together without knowing what the future holds for the both of you. It is the desire of myself, and I'm sure everyone here gathered today, that you will have a marriage characterized by all these virtues. And therefore, at the very heart of marriage is a covenant, a promise, a commitment, which I invite you now to solemnly declare before God, these witnesses, and each other. Therefore, will you, James, have Misty to be your wedded wife, together after God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Will you love her, comfort her, honor her, keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, cleave only and ever to her as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Will you, Misty, have James to be your wedded husband, to live together after God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Will you love him, comfort him, honor him, keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, cleave only and ever to him as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Please join your right hands and repeat your vows. So James, please repeat after me. I take you, Misty.
I take you, Misty.
To be my wife.
To be my wife.
To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
Better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
As long as we both shall live.
As long as we both shall live.
Misty, please repeat after me. I take you, James.
I take you, James.
To be my husband.
To be my husband.
To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and to health.
In sickness and in health.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
As long as we both shall live.
As long as we both shall live.
What symbols do you give of these holy promises? Separate them. Can you separate them? Thank you. There we go. These rings mark a new beginning in your journey together, filled with wonder, surprise, laughter, tears, celebration, grief, and joy. As you wear them, may they be a constant reminder to you of one another and of that deep bond of faith, trust, and love which they represent. James, please take this ring and place it on the finger of your bride. And do you, Misty, in token and evidence of your sincerity, accept this ring?
I do.
Misty, please take this ring and place it on the finger of your groom. And do you, James, in token and evidence of your sincerity, accept this ring?
I do.
For as much as you have joined yourselves together to each other by solemn vows, signified by the joining of hands and the giving and receiving of rings, I therefore, by the power invested me in the marriage act, and as a minister of the gospel, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, pronounce you husband and wife. You may now seal this ceremony with a kiss.
Well, I'm the father of the bride, this beautiful bride. Her name's Mike.
I'm coming up with it.
I rarely have a chance to speak. Sort of nervous doing this today, but I only get a chance to do it once, so I like the, but
It's okay. Take a breath.
I'm sure you would agree on how beautiful the bride is today. Her dress is stunning. James also looks fine himself. Bridesmaid, groomsmen, they all look nice as well. And there's a few people that just couldn't be with us here today. Our loved ones that's passed. There's a sign out there on the outside that's there for all the loved ones. I'm sure they'd like to be here today. But James, they're pretty well set in their ways. They know they got a beautiful house there. They got great careers. Today I gave away my girl to a pretty awesome guy.
Sorry, shit. There, okay. Right here.
Misty.
No. No returns, Jamie. She's all yours now.
But all in all, like James, you're a pretty good guy. You're pretty much family now.
We're there, Dad.
You understand? We understand.
But yeah, you've been around for like 7 years now, and it's good to have you. And I'm proud to call you my son-in-law.
Thank you, Mike.
We are, yeah. We are.
So first of all, I just wanted to start off with a little bit of something. Everybody knows what happened yesterday in Fredericton. A lot of us have connections to Fredericton. So I just wanted to quickly take a moment of silence to remember the 4 people who passed away and are no longer with us. Thank you. So I just want to thank everybody for coming here today, especially everyone who traveled from New Brunswick and even Ontario to share this day with us. And thank you very much for all the generous gifts that everybody's given to us. I also want to start off with thanking both Misty's parents, Mike and Wanda, as well as my parents, for all their love in raising us to the people that we are today. When I met Misty, I thought that she was sincere, kind, and caring, and when I met her parents, I knew exactly where it came from. It's clearly genetic, and I really hope that that will be passed on to our children once we have them. My love and thanks today really have to go to Misty for being here, for being so beautiful, kind, brilliant in so many ways, and for putting up with my crap for the last 7 years. You've heard the saying before that it takes a village to raise a child, but as I've learned over the last 7 years, it also takes a village to make a wedding happen. And I'm not just talking about the wedding day itself, but also everything that went into getting us here. I'm talking about all the people who were there for us as the relationship began and grew. To find us standing here in front of you, married as a couple. I also need to thank my amazing groomsmen, especially my best man, Andrew. I realized that I mean so much to Andrew when I realized that he would shave for me, but he would never shave for his girlfriend. Finally, I also want to thank all the beautiful bridesmaids. I know that you have been a great support to Misty during the last few months. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to please ask you to raise your glass as I give you the bridesmaids. Woo!
Hi, good evening, everyone. Like I said, I'd like to introduce myself first. I'm Andrew. I'm James' best man. Me and James met when we were about 12 years old, joined Sea Cadets together, and ever since it's been magic. Me and James have been easy going, easy to get along with. We've always been best friends. I consider him a brother to me. Ever since we were young, he's always been really close to me. Then, after high school, second year university, you guys met, I think? Yeah. James met Misty. Came home on Christmas and he told me all about this wonderful girl he met named Misty. Said, Andrew, this is the one, he said. Said, she's it. I said, is it? He's like, yeah. So, I gotta give Misty, a round of applause, hands down. So, we were talking earlier with James' grandmother. We talked about his ego. And James had a huge ego. He tried to grow out of it, and here he is today. So that Christmas, it was New Year's Eve, and I can't believe Misty's sitting here today because of it. James decided we had a couple waters, drinks, I guess. And he said, I'm going to call Misty. I said, James, you better not do it. I said, it's not a good idea. He said, I'm doing it. I was like, okay. So he calls Misty, and I'm sitting there, and here on the phone, he tells Misty, honest to God, so he says, geez, he's like, you're lucky. And I imagine this is what goes on. She says, why? He says, because I am God's gift to woman. So I was like, he hung up the phone, I said, well, James, I think you lost the one. I don't think she's going to want you tomorrow, but if she does, good for you. And sure enough, here she is sitting there. She's a wonderful girl. Look, she put this day together, and it's awesome. It was an amazing day, Misty, and I'm sure there's more to come, and heavens know I know James didn't give you any help. You did it all yourself. So I guess I like to raise our glasses to Misty. She did a wonderful job today. She's made James the man he is today. And I swear to God, he's different. He is a good guy, and I would be by his side any day. I'm truly honored for him to ask me to be here today. Thank you, Misty.
Cindy and I'm the maid of honor and Misty's best friend. Sorry, I cry all the time. Okay. So, I'm going to keep this speech short and sweet, just like Misty. I came up with that line in the shower like 7 months ago. So, I met Misty in the 4th grade, but we didn't become best friends until the 5th. I remember we were sitting on the gym floor, and I told her I liked her curly hair, and she told me she liked my straight hair. I knew she was cool at this point though because she had charms on her shoelaces, and let's remember this is 2003, and charms on your shoelaces is actually a lot cooler than it sounds. When I think of Misty and myself at the age of 10, I have this image of her in my head. She's wearing a blue and white 2-piece suit, and her shirt says girls rule. She's got braces and curly blonde hair, and just happened to be who I needed in my life at that time. I'm so happy. Sorry. It's okay. Stop crying. Oh my God. Sorry, everyone. I'm so happy and lucky that somehow we ended up in Miss Palmer's 5th grade class together because it was the start of a friendship that I hold so dear to my heart. Okay. Growing up in Woodstock meant that there wasn't a lot to do, especially because I lived in town and Misty was in the boons. I mean, this girl is still using dial-up in 2009. But we always made it work. One of my most favorite memories growing up was Misty's birthday parties. They always involved homemade pizza with 5 inches of different kinds of meat. No kidding, like I'm not kidding, it was literally 5 inches of meat. It probably took 2 hours to cook through, but it just became a staple of her parties. We were both really lucky because growing up, we were in one another's classes more often than not. And to be honest, Misty must have been pretty cool because I was the type of person to get a best friend for the year. And if we weren't in the same class come fall, it was like, see you later, nice knowing you. But Misty and I remain best friends despite being different and in different classes and poor internet connections. We also remain best friends despite being entirely different. For starters, I'm 6'1", and she's about 5'2", but you probably didn't notice that. I'm anxious and awkward and never want to go into a building first, and Misty is brave and confident. Always opens the door like no one's watching, and I mean it's probably because no one is, but still, she's both of those things. Despite being different, we're exactly what the other needs. There are things that we both agree on though, like we love each other despite our differences, and I'm the funnier one in this friendship. Knowing one another before the age of 10 means that we literally grew up together. We have supported and been there for one another in some of the hardest moments of our lives. I remember going for drives on, I'm so bad. It's okay. I remember going on drives on old back roads and with music blaring and just talking about every single thing we were feeling and thinking about. And those moments are some that mean the most to me. You know that your friendship is strong when you could, sorry guys, oh my gosh. When you could sit in silence with one another and it isn't weird, and it doesn't need to be filled. Luckily for me, silence between Misty and I is never unwelcome. I remember graduating high school and Misty went to Frankton to attend university. I stayed in Woodstock to go to college, and we used to make each other these videos. I would post them on our walls. And we'd update each other on life and what was happening because clearly the university had Wi-Fi, so that was really great. It was great. It was during December of 2010 that I first heard about James. And over the last 7 years, I've continued to hear about and get to know a man that makes my best friend the happiest woman in the world. Over these past 7 years, I've witnessed Misty and James's relationship flourish and grow, despite long distance and being apart from one another. I've seen how strong their love for each other truly is, how loyal and devoted they are to making this relationship work. Together, they've traveled the world and they've grown together as adults. They've spent their early adulthood together, and for some reason, they want to keep spending it together, so it can't be that bad. They've accomplished so much in this lifetime as a pair already, and I, for one, am so excited to see what they do as a married couple. Misty, I say this all the time, but I like to think our 10-year-old selves are rooting for us. You're such a strong, driven, mellow, and calm individual. You're hardworking and caring and kind and beautiful, and you're so, so loving. And I'm no one lucky to be your best friend. And James is lucky because he gets to call you his wife. You're one of the most important people in my life, my dearest and oldest friend, and I love you so very much. I like to end this with a quote. We're all a little weird, and life is a little weird. And when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up with them and fall into mutually satisfying weirdness and call it love, true love. I know you're weird and James knows by now. Congratulations to the couple. I love you guys. Let's have a toast to James. He's a wonderful guy. I'm so happy for him.
Well, I had this all written down because I would get so nervous that I thought, I'll forget everything that I was supposed to read. So I was so pleased to be able to come today because I have been sick, and I said I'm not going to miss James and Misty's saying their vows. So I picked this from 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 to 9 and 13. This is known as the love chapter. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easy angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil or rejoices in truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails. And now, these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. I want to wish you two all of the best, and I pray that you will be very, very happy. I love you both as you start out in your married life together. Bless you. Love, Beth, Mike, Sandy, and Nanny. But I've got a little story to tell you. That when he was about 1.5 to 2, I used to look after him. And you know, I had a hard time getting them trained. So, the only way that I could get them, I would get a little pull chair, and I would sit him on the pull chair, and all he wanted to do was to watch Barney. So, in the middle of that, he would go to the bathroom. So I said, well, that's working out pretty good. So, yes. So that was one experience that I had, but that's fun. But I do wish you all the happiness in the world. And thanks so much.